Alright, what's up you all? Welcome back to my channel and welcome to day 6 of my dead palettes walking. A month of palette resurrections, a different palette every day. Ideally, I may end up having to double up if I start running out of palettes. But I'm basically working my way through my palette collection. If you haven't been keeping up, I'll link the playlist down below. Today, I'm going to be resurrecting a palette that was DOA, to be perfectly honest. I don't really think this palette ever gained a whole lot of traction in the beauty community. It was basically just a dead palette immediately, in my opinion, because judging by the fact that it went on sale really quickly after its release, that's what I'm basing this on. This is, of course, the Kristen, Leanne, and Urban Decay palette. This is the palette right here, so let me cover up, like, this half. See? That's the palette right there. I don't know if you all remember, the fact that it was kind of a jumbly palette and people were complaining about it, and that was a lot of people's like main complaint about it and why they said they wouldn't buy it. But I saw the swatches of it and that's what ultimately sold me on the palette. So I thought, you know what, I can depot it, and I ended up depotting it, not necessarily because of the layout, but because the packaging just felt really cheap. It felt like there was a plastic bag in it. It was like crackly. It was really weird. It just felt really cheap. So I decided instead to make a face with it. See? Now this is how they should have packaged it from the very beginning, in my personal opinion. The two eyes, the nose, you got some hair, like a neon hair, and the teeth. You see it? Do you see the face I see? Do you see that face? Yeah, this is the palette I'm going to be using today to create this look. This is kind of a crazy look, but it's kind of a crazy palette, so I feel like it's warranted. Oh, I'm like so edgy and so cool. I'm like this teenager who wears like popped collars and crazy makeup. I don't know. I'm trying to think of the narrative that I'm gonna use to pitch this video in the thumbnail. It almost reminds me of like a carnival. No, I don't know. What do you think? We'll figure it out. Anyway, the whole point of this entire month is to use the crap I already have. I have preached that in every video. You do not have to go out and buy every new holiday release, and don't feel like you need to, because guess what? Next month, everybody will have already forgotten about all the shit that they're forcing down your throats this month on Instagram. Give it like 3 weeks after Christmas and nobody will be talking about any of the stuff that you see on Instagram right now. That's something that was brought to my attention when I was watching Too Much Tosh. She does a lot of anti-consumerist type stuff. She went on like a year-long no-buy, and that's how I saw her video, and I was like, wow, that's amazing. I'm gonna have to keep up with this. But I didn't even discover her channel until the end of her year-long no-buy. And in her recap, she talked about things that she noticed while she was on her no-buy, and one of those things being that just because everybody is hyping up a new release right now doesn't mean anybody's gonna give a shit about it in a month or two. Like she noticed the cycle of releases, and that it would just renew itself, and people would be talking about new stuff and new stuff and new stuff, and everything else would be forgotten about. So just keep that in mind when you're trying to think critically about what you're gonna buy with all these holiday releases shoved in your face. Like, is that something that I've been wanting to come out? Is that something that I've been like looking forward to seeing a brand release? And if that's the case, okay, maybe that's the palette for you. But if it's something that's like, ooh, pretty, everybody's getting it, I'm gonna have to get it too, that's what that means, then maybe just be like, I don't need it, you know what I mean? And especially if like every friggin' YouTuber's talking about it, don't just be like, well, everybody's talking about it, must be good, because rest assured, they'll have forgotten about it by next month. And speaking of year-long no-buys, I'm actually following a couple of people who are doing them. LS is doing one this year. If you want to follow along with her, I'll link her channel in the description. She has just started her year-long no-buy, and it seems like every time I come upon channels that do year-long no-buys, I'm coming at it at the very end. And Hannah Louise Poston is another one of the YouTubers that I found that did a year-long no-buy, and of course, friggin' discovered her channel right at the very end of the no-buy, but that doesn't mean I didn't go back and like binge the year-long no-buy. So I also recommend her channel. I'll link all these channels that I'm mentioning in the description box down below. Anybody that can force themselves not to buy makeup for an entire year, is that what it is? Yeah, I highly recommend checking out some of their insights, because they're things that you don't really think about when you're constantly buying makeup, or when you're constantly not necessarily buying makeup, but in the market for makeup. You don't really sit there and think, damn, Who's talking about that? Nobody's talking about the Kristen Decay. Nobody's talking about the Kristen... What's her last name? Nobody's talking about the Kristen, Leanne, and Urban Decay Kaleidoscope palette anymore, right? I bet y'all didn't even know it was called the Kaleidoscope palette because, damn it, if I hadn't already forgotten that. And, of course, this is one of those looks that every time I, like, do a look like this, I'm like, when in doubt, black lipstick. It goes with everything. Normalize it. Mark my words, black lipstick's gonna go the way of black nail polish. Remember when you were little, Wet n Wild was the only brand that like made black nail polish, and it was in those little cylindrical tubes with the tall white skinny cylindrical cap. Remember that? But guess what? Now everybody and their freaking grandmothers are wearing black nail polish to church. Just you wait. Black lipstick will have the same, I want to say renaissance. Black lipstick will soon have the same assimilation into society. I have a feeling like 20 years from now, maybe not, maybe 10 years, between 10 and 20 years from now, you'll be able to wear black lipstick to an office job. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get to the tutorial. Alright, y'all, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know in the comments. If you did like it, please give it a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber and you want to be, hit the subscribe button on your way out. I will also link my Instagram and Patreon in the description box if you are interested in following me on either of those. Aside from that, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace out.